First of all, I want to say thank you to More for hosting me on your last live stream with StreamYards. Appreciate it. His team gave me $30 to my Cash App for some alcohol for the stream so I could drink with Mormo, and I got a 6-pack of this delicious Voodoo Ranger because they were out of the mango one. And I got this big old bottle of Old Crow. So I appreciate Mormo being my friend and hosting me on his show and everything. It was a fun time, man. People are asking me questions about ghosts, asking me to do vocal covers. I covered Youngblood's version of Kisses, I Was Made for Loving You. I covered Dreamer, or not Dreamer, blah. Mama, I'm Coming Home, I mean. But speaking of Ozzy, I honestly think my ex-girlfriend, Jessica Boyle, is more obsessed with me than I am with Ozzy Osbourne, and it's not healthy. Why, you ask, do I say this? Because, first of all, long live Ozzy, fuck the trolls. Second of all, Jessica Boyle is revenge porning me. Back when me and Jessica Boyle were dating, we were long distance, and long distance can be hard. So to keep the romance alive, we would record each other having sex, and we each get a copy so that when we're feeling lonely or missing the other one, we could, watch it and go, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I would, even if the situation were gender reversed, I would never dream of revenge porning my exes. That is so fucking stupid. And I let Courtney know about the situation, and she's not fucking happy. I'll tell you that right now. She'll talk to me later when she can about this. Jessica Boyle doesn't realize that revenge porning is super illegal. And you know what kills me about Jessica Boyle on her hypocrisy? Let me just take a sip of this Voodoo Ranger for a second. Is that Jessica Boyle used to be on Cam 4, which is basically like a cam show for spicy fun time, you know. It's like Chatterbait, basically. Jessica Boyle will get pissed off because her arch nemesis, Jessica Messica, will steal all of Boyle's content and repost it on Messica's Discord. On her, you know what I'm saying? And Jessica will get so mad at that. She'll be like, oh, I'm sick and tired of Messica revenge porning me. Durr. And then what does she do? First of all, Jessica, when Messica does it to you, it's not revenge porn because you're posting your shit publicly for everyone to see. So when they're reposting it, it's not revenge porn. But taking pornographic videos of me and you after we broke up that no one else has seen but you and me, that's not public, and then making it public, that, you stupid cunt, is revenge porn. I'm just sitting here like, okay, let's take a couple hits of cherry pipe tobacco and a sip of beer and fucking breathe. I will be pressing charges on Jessica Boyle because I'm not having this crap. She probably got drunk and pissed off and mad because she's no longer with me and decided to be all vengeful and spiteful. And I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. If this is how she is with any of her exes, I can only imagine why no guy wants to fucking date her. Literally, Jessica Boyle is going to die a lonely, miserable old lady with too many cats in her fucking parents' house with nobody to love her. Nobody will want to have sex with her. She is the fucking worst, dude. I'm telling you right now, for your own sanity and safety, don't fucking date Jessica Boyle. And she was constantly minging on about how, oh, Josh, I know I'm not pretty like your ex-crushes. And I'm like, Jessica, I don't care. I don't fucking care. You're pretty enough to get the job done, so, fucking stop. Sometimes that's all you can ask for, you know, when it comes to dating. But at the same time, I'm like, fuck that. You should be allowed to have standards as long as you're not a fucking sicko. And it's like, you know what pisses me off about the dating scene is men have standards. It's body shaming and you're a fucking male pig. But when women do it, you can't call them out on their hypocrisy when women have standards on the dating scene, because then they turn around and say you're just slut shaming. I'm like, so why is it okay for you to do it but men can't? I'm like, I'm all about gender equality on my channel. And as long as you ain't a sicko, who gives a shit? I could go off on an hour and a half rant about dating double standards and gender relations, but I think by now we're sick of hearing it. And the only reason I go off on these rants is because I want women and men, boys and girls, to understand each other and go, you know, I never thought about it like that. I never realized how hard the opposite sex has it. Huh. Make them think, you know, we're not so different after all. The only thing that separates women and men is women give birth to children, men do not. Men are put underneath way too much pressure to get sex and get laid. If they try to get it, they get called a fucking simp. If they're not getting it, they get called a fag and an incel. And they're ridiculed for it. They're only celebrated for when they do get it. Versus women. Women are put underneath way too much pressure to give out sex. If they don't give it out, they're a cock tease. If they do give it out, they're a slut. And I'm like, what the fuck? That is so unfair for both sides, dude. And that's just my take on like gender relations without going into like extreme details. And if you want to increase your chances, fellas, of getting some pussy from the ladies, check out Tactical Soap. Link description box below. Unfortunately, coupon code King Cobra no longer works. I'm still going to rock the soap, it don't matter. The soap works. Women like the way it smells. Michelangelo Badio once famously said, "I'm going to give you the keys to the Lamborghini." That expression also applies to Tactical Soap. Because when you're a dude and you're trying to get laid, most chicks are not going to have it unless they find you physically attractive. If women do not find you physically attractive and you try to hit on them, they can accuse you of rape and get away from me, you creep. And if you try pulling the whole, but he's a nice guy and he's got a great personality, they tell you to fuck off. But when it's gender reversed, he's a pig for not giving her a chance. And it's like, no, women just can't handle rejection. Because women are overly sexualized and have way too much pressure in our society to look and act a certain way. So when they get rejected by the opposite sex, they can't handle it because it means you weren't sexy enough to ride this dick. And what have I been what have I been saying in my last couple of videos? That if your crushes reject you, fuck them, they're not good enough. People reject you, they're not hot enough to be with you then. You'll find someone better, I believe in you. This goes for both fucking genders, goddammit. Think of it, now we circle back to Jessica Boyle revenge porning me, and I'm just like, I'm sick of it, YouTube. People have seen my dick before, man. I go onto a dating website that allows you to post spicy pictures. And then I would get myself, like, my dick as hard as I possibly fucking could, you know. Make sure my balls look good, they're nice and relaxed, and they're not like, you know what I'm saying? I get a full-on rager, man, and then snap a couple of pictures like ladies. What's up? Because they see this ugly mug and they're like, ew. But then they see what I'm packing downstairs and they're like, all right, all right. If I didn't have biceps and a huge cock, chicks wouldn't talk to me, dude.